Fox News alert this morning, crossing about 7:20 Eastern time, that Susan Rice will take over as National Security Advisor to the president. Obviously a big story given her connection to the Benghazi case and the 5 Sunday talk shows that she went on to sort of perpetuate the White House's take on how all of that went down and to attach it to a video and a spontaneous outburst protest rather than the terrorist attack that the administration knew it was within 24 hours, as they have later said. I'm joined now by Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. He's on the Foreign Relations and Homeland Security Committees. Good morning, Senator. Good to have you here. What was your reaction when you heard this news? What do you think?
You know, I think the president's been struggling to regain the moral authority to lead the nation, and this doesn't really encourage anyone to reappoint or to promote basically the person who is guilty of misleading us over the Benghazi tragedy. I can't imagine, one, that we would be keeping Ambassador Rice in any significant position, much less promoting her to an important position. How are they going to have the authority for people to believe what they're saying when he's promoting someone who directly and deliberately misled the public over Benghazi?
But, you know, what it would seem to say is that the president likes Susan Rice. He considered her for Secretary of State. This position does not need any confirmation process. He believes in her. He likes her. And you know, we also heard that from the Justice Department this morning that Attorney General Eric Holder says he'll continue to pursue leak investigations of journalists when he sees fit. So this may be fitting a scenario of the White House saying, you know what, we're holding up okay in the polls. This is our story and we're sticking with it, whether you like it or not, opposition.
Well, you know, the thing is the Benghazi tragedy is really not going to go away until we have some answers. Really, why was there this elaborate cover-up? Why did we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on an ad in Pakistan apologizing for a movie that had nothing to do with this? And really, why was there the attack in Benghazi? Why did we misdirect the public and say, oh, it was about a movie? You know, there's still questions about whether or not there was an arms trade going on in Benghazi and that somehow we were associated with facilitating arms to Syria, even though it was illegal at the time. So I still have a great deal of questions, and I really question the president's judgment in promoting someone who was complicit to misleading the American public.
But you know, here's one of the realities about all that, and I've heard you ask those questions about the potential of an arms trade, and all of those I think are worth pursuing, obviously, and finding out the truth about. But the president is holding up okay in the poll numbers. It appears, you know, of these 3 scandals, the American people say the one that really bugs them the most is the IRS, and that is 37% or 32% say IRS. 27% of America says they're concerned about Benghazi. So what's going on here? Do people not know? Do they not care? Do they not pay attention? And is the president able to ride that?
Everywhere I go, the IRS scandal rises way above that. I would say the vast majority of people that I run into say, whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, they don't want the government being used to target their political opponents. I think people are still hopping mad about the ambassador being killed in Benghazi. I think that the targeting of the reporters is most disappointing actually to supporters of President Obama. I've said previously, and I really mean it, there are certain aspects of the president's policy that I wanted to like, defense of the First Amendment being one, but I'm really disappointed that he's actually targeted reporters and is abusing the authority of office, not through a judge's warrant, but actually through administrative subpoena to go after reporters' records and really to act as if they were co-conspirators, when in reality leaks, the problem is within his government and within his appointments, not really being a press problem. I think it's a government leak problem.
You know, I'm interested because you say when you talk to people, they are very fired up about the IRS, also about Benghazi. I was talking to some folks last night who basically said, you know, we think that the IRS scandal is a huge opportunity in this country for tax reform, to really sort of open up this process and shine a lot of light inside it and say, is this what we want in our government? You know, and also with regards to health care and the role that the IRS is going to play in health care. But they were concerned, these folks that I was chatting with, that nobody's going to lead the way, that nobody's got the courage to really lead the way on that issue.
Well, I've been promoting for a while now, and it's going to be a big plank of what I do as I go forward, is promoting a flat tax. I promote a 17% flat tax like Steve Forbes did. Very few, if any, deductions. Same for individuals, same for corporate. This would make us competitive worldwide. We'd make it simple enough. And really what you'd have is you'd have an attrition, if not an outright elimination of the IRS, because it would be so simple that people would comply, and it'd be very simple to know whether they complied or not.
Well, you've been one of the individuals who has been outspoken on those issues. Whether or not there's the traction and the momentum for it in Washington, I know is something that you personally would like to see and battle for. So we'll see. Senator, thank you very much. Good to talk to you today.
Thank you.